certainly you want to be in compliance with the law, and you want to protect the corporation and all of the people that are part of it. But also the benefit of a good compliance and good governance is that you attract better people, I think, to work there, because people want to work in ethical corporations. And you also, it's good for business because of customers and clients. They want to do business with companies that they perceive as ethical.
I definitely agree. At the conference that we just attended, I don't think the company was named, so I want to be careful about that, but a company that recently had some significant compliance issues. Anecdotally, it was reported that their business has been as solid and as good as it has ever been, if not better. What wasn't said, but I think is probably underlying some of the success, is that if you're obtaining business, this was a company that was involved in bribery, if you're obtaining business by paying bribes, then you don't have the motivation to produce the best product or to provide the best service, because you know you already have the business, even if your product doesn't measure up. And I think one of the things we were hearing, again, perhaps an undertone to the discussion, was that the company was producing better products and better service because they had to win on the merits. Certainly, if more robust systems were put in place in certain companies, it might have given employees the confidence to stand up against what was going on or to report what was going on. But then, frankly, there are some companies where, even where there were people, and I'm thinking of Enron, who were trying to reveal what was going on, the top of the company was the problem. And these people could not overcome what was going on at the top. So there may always be some companies which will be a problem, whatever systems are in place, or if no systems are in place. But I think in many cases a robust system will serve as a deterrent, and it just sets a very different culture.
There's not one compliance program out there that's going to 100% protect a company. And, you know, yes, you definitely want to have leading practices, put the best program in place. But it's dependent on the people that implement, it's dependent upon the monitoring, and it's dependent upon, you know, the tone wherever the top is in the corporation. It can't just be that it's whoever your top is. So, you know, who is making decisions with respect to your performance, your bonus. I mean, the line people look to those people to see if they are you know, walking the talk, or is it just the, you know, the CEO who sits in a different state, you know, or a different country for that matter, that, you know, sends out a message. You know, yes, it's important to have that message, but you need to have it all the way through, you know, the corporation, and that people need to realize that, you know, compliance is not the business of just the compliance department. Compliance has to be the business of every single person in the corporation. I think that you're looking for more corporations to put in place a framework or an umbrella program so that it can pull all that we've been talking to together. I saw that with the company that I worked with that was in crisis, and then with some others at right now, so that they realize that they have to have a more comprehensive as opposed to a narrower program. So I think you see people moving to do that. They're also looking to recruit people that have backgrounds that specifically are compliance, are legal for that area. I mean, in the past, some corporations, you know, there was a compliance role and somebody raised their hand and said, I'm going to go do that, especially in offices abroad. And the corporation would say, okay, there's a body, you know, put the person there. So I think you're seeing corporations moving to look and fill those spots with qualified people.
And maybe not 2 years out, but maybe a little bit longer, I think you're going to see more research and studies relating to behavioral studies and decision making and how people make decisions, and trying to apply that in compliance. And that, I think, could be very exciting, can be very effective. What I'm worried about is that there'll also be an effort to bring technology into this, into a point that technology is making decisions, and I'm not as optimistic about that working.
Corporations have to not be fearful of regulators, and I think you have to realize that they have a job to do, and work with them, You don't want your first meeting being across the table in the middle of the crisis. You want that relationship built and nurtured prior to that crisis, so that they, at least, because so many regulators have discretion with respect to how they handle a certain situation. You want them to give you the benefit of the doubt, that they know that you're a credible, ethical person, and they're going to work with you, as opposed to, we've never met you before, we've never heard from you, and now we have this major crisis, why should we trust you?
I think over the last 5 years or so, the concentration and focus on compliance programs and what they can accomplish has been understood by the regulators and the prosecutors. And so they have confidence in good programs, and that has worked to the benefit of many companies.